I played in a golf match yesterday for the championship match for the worst flight at our club, and I choked and lost. Congratulations to Jimmy Huberman. He beat me. Anyway, but I
Jimmy, good job.
Purposely, I left my phone in the locker so I wouldn't be distracted at all. I thought I'd play better. I was worse. Actually, I was playing good till my wife showed up, and I said, "You're here." I either if she came after 14 or 15 holes, and I was tied. I said, "Look," I said, "if I win, you'll take the credit. If I lose, I'll give you the blame." And I completely fell apart. But hey, that's
Huberman gotcha.
Yeah, well, he didn't play great.
What Tom and I always say.
What?
Never mess with Jimmy Huberman.
That's right. Yeah, it was kind of good because he's like I am as far as ability. He was a little better than me, but not that competitive. Just like a good guy. You know, sometimes people play these matches and you're in separate carts, and I don't have one of those range finders, and he does on his watch, and he would tell me the yardage. Other time, a lot of times are much more competitive and cutthroat than that. So it was enjoyable, except for the way that I played.
I do have a question. What kind of jerk would withhold the yardage from you? I mean, that's nonsense.
Well, no,
come on.
I wouldn't ask. Most people would bring their own or whatever. Who knows? I don't know if anybody
Or
would.
he could have lied to you. Yeah, we got about 150 still.
Well,
I 125.
I was pretty. You can tell some of the stuff. So
this whole thing with the rec golfer, and I know you're still playing in something at your club.
Right.
Okay, so you are playing for something. That a rec golfer needs to have exact yardage is one of the most laughable things in the history of mankind.
I totally agree with you because so many people have the rangefinders, and people at the range. Okay, they're at the driving range and they got the rangefinder. And I said, if you're not good, does it really make a difference that your 6-iron is going to go how many yardage in your? I mean, you just get it on the green. That's
so different. So you guys are so wrong.
But it's so different.
Hold
on, if you're good, I think like a 10 or a better handicap, yeah, then I can see. Okay, but you're talking most golf courses, you at least minimum you have the 100, 150, 200, and there's usually sprinkler heads that have the distance, and you can walk it off yourself, which I used to do all the time.
Oh, will you stop? It's a pain in the ass to do that. You got your nifty little. I have a golf buddy. You can ask Jake. It actually talks to me, and it gives me the exact yardage. It tells me where the hazards are, and when I'm on the green, it says, "Congratulations, you're on the green," because it knows how bad I am. So it's giving me a little confidence. Could you imagine if you had to be a 10 handicap to buy one of those things? You have to go in there and show your card. Sorry, sir, you're actually at 14. We can't sell this to you. It's like cigarettes.
No, I think there should be a restriction. To me, those tools are really good for good players who are precise. No, it doesn't. All right, I can't believe we're getting all. It's my fault for being up playing failed championship. But Rieger, you and I, okay, we're not good. I'm a 21. Sure. Do you really think it makes that much of a difference in my game if I'm 170 or 175 away? Seriously.
But you need to know exactly, well, not exactly, but within 10 yards, I'd say.
All right.
So, you know what 70 clubs is, what 20 club is.
I know 10 yards, yes. But then you have to figure the wind and all that,
I don't figure the wind. I mean, let's not get crazy. I mean, actually, I do.
You do more than anything. Well. You throw the grass up there. If you're going into a heavy wind, that's a 2-club wind.
I don't do as much as the wind as I just pull the little thing out of my pocket and it speaks to me and then I put it back in my pocket. That's all.
I will back Reeves on this real quick just because playing golf with him as much as I do, I just love how much satisfaction he gets out of pulling his watch out and, you guys want to know the yardage? You guys want to know the yardage? And that's part of the round is Reeves has to tell us the yardage.
That's such a great point, Jake. Finally, I'm needed. I'm never needed on the golf course. It's not like they turn to me for a good shot. If we're playing a scramble, they're never playing my ball. So at least I can give people something. I can give them the yardage. You guys know, hey, look, hold on a second. The bunker up there to the left, I can figure that out for you too. It's 160. So beware. This stream is 126. Beware.
Okay,
finally have a purpose and somebody wants to take it from you.
On those things, I kind of agree with you. It's nice to know how long you have to hit the ball to the water or something like that. Yes, that could be helpful, especially if you're playing a course where you don't know. That's definitely. I'll give you that one. What was so frustrating for me was I played on Saturday and played played really good. And just because I'm playing for a championship and there's a few people watching the cards occasionally, I played like crap. I'm mentally weak. Exactly. Mentally freaking weak.
I was watching Stoney on a Sunday. Stoney's gallery was bigger than the rest, apparently.
Were you
No,
wearing?
no.
Did you have red on?
Yeah, I did. Well, that was a red. It was more like
Tiger.
scarlet, to be precise. Sorry, Ohio State. I mean, that was more like that, and blue pants, blue shoes. That didn't do me any good. Like, anyway, our telephone number is 248-539-9797. Lots to do today. 8:35, we'll figure out who the best number 24 in Detroit sports is. We pretty much know it's all he's getting the four together, which I think is going to be easier than I originally thought. We'll do that, like I said, at 8:35. Also, Scott Van Pelt goes after the Big Ten. That's coming up at 7 o'clock. But first, Heather with news.
All right, boys, I'm going to tell you why you and probably the majority of Americans are going to want to drastically alter your daily routines.
All right. 97.1 The Ticket.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJC Emergency Traffic Center. Clear conditions on your drive this morning and your posted speeds on most of the roads. Coming up later this morning, prepare for various lane closures scheduled for M59 Highland Road westbound between Airport and Williams Lake Roads, also between Bogey Lake and Milford Road. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
Is more always better? Sometimes you just don't need more. Like when it comes to Michigan auto reform. If you have health insurance, including Medicare or Medicaid, you may not need more insurance. Ask an Allstate agent about your options and lower your costs, not your standards. There's no better time to get a quote from Allstate. Visit allstate.com or call a local agent.
Prices vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms, conditions, availability, and coverage selected. Not applicable in California. Allstate Fire Casualty Insurance Company. Ability to quicker than anyway.
Musty smell in your home? It could be coming from below your floors. And the smell in your crawl space is more than just embarrassing. It could be a sign of a larger issue, like mold, mildew, and wood rot. The experts at Foundation Systems of Michigan have the solution. Their exclusive vapor lock system locks out harmful moisture, protecting your home's structural integrity and creating an all-around more comfortable environment so you can get back to the important things.
Michigan, the coronavirus pandemic has put us all to the test. And now, it's time to put COVID-19 to the test. As we move forward, testing will be critical. We encourage anyone who has reason to get tested to do so, those with symptoms and those without. If you are leaving home and going back to work, get tested. If you think you may have COVID-19 or you've been exposed recently through family, friends, or coworkers, get tested. Our test locator tool can help you find the right testing site that fits your needs. Even if you're looking for easy access with no cost, no prescription, and no appointment necessary, we've got you covered. Help Michigan move forward, not backward. To find a testing site or learn more, visit michigan.gov/coronavirus-test. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Hiring can be challenging, but ZipRecruiter makes it fast and easy. We talked to Monica Starks, who needed to hire for a pivotal role at her company, GS Group.
As the owner of a construction company, finding the right people is a very difficult task. So I use ZipRecruiter.
ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology identifies the right people for your job and actively invites them to apply, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/hire. Monica did, and that's how she found Lamont, her new project superintendent.
The job is so perfect for me. I had a career breakthrough. I would have never found this job if it wasn't for ZipRecruiter.
With ZipRecruiter, we've hired everyone from accountants to project managers to field scientists. With ZipRecruiter, we get hiring results.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/hire. That's ZipRecruiter.com/hire. ZipRecruiter.com/hire.
Third floor study hall. My dining room table. Homeroom Monday and Tuesday. My living room Wednesday to Friday.
Wherever school happens for you this year, Staples has amazing prices on everything you need. From lap desks to computers, desk chairs to UV sanitizers. This week at Staples, a 2-pack of Elmer's glue sticks, a 24-pack of Crayola crayons, and comp books are just 50 cents each. Shop in-store, pick up curbside, or order online. School on, save on. Staples. Ends 9/5 while supplies last. Limit 30. Limits vary online. Curbside available in most stores.
For muscle pain, body aches, to strains, Blue Emu Maximum Arthritis. It works fast and you won't stink. Its unique formula with emu oil penetrates deep to relieve arthritis pain, sore muscles, joints, and more.
Your opinion matters. Call the D Las Vegas 97.1 The Ticket Studio line at 248-539-9797. Book your stay at the D by visiting thed.com. The D Las Vegas, the home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
Text the ticket now. Ticket text 248-539-9797.
All right, it is 6:18.
In 4.9 miles, turn left onto West 14 Mile Road.
Edit Park.
Good morning, boys.
Good morning.
Okay, you guys, so this weekend, it really seemed that the whole world was mourning the death of Black Panther star Chadwick Boseman. Boseman had actually battled colon cancer since 2016, and he died at home with his family and his wife by his side on Friday at the age of 43. And this came as a shock to so many people because he kept his diagnosis private, and he actually continued to make movies during and between his treatment. So a lot of people, I mean, your social media like mine was probably just pouring with tributes to him, and he's being remembered as an incredible talent, a bright light, kind, humble, an inspiration, and as so many other great things. And his death was actually announced on his Twitter account, which that post is now the most liked post in the history of the platform. So in the history of Twitter, that post actually racked up about 2 million retweets and 7.7 million likes in the first 24 hours alone.
Yeah, and look, we all know, and it just bring back, and today's Jamie's birthday. So happy birthday, man, upstairs. You're the big-headed kid. We love you. We miss you every day. But what the death of Chadwick Boseman did reiterate, and I don't know, because he was even younger than Jamie when he got it, and once it, and Jamie wasn't very public about it, and obviously Chadwick Boseman wasn't either. The ability to actually perform your job like Jamie did, like Chadwick Boseman did for those years, and to do the whole Black Panther thing with all those stunts, and while you're fighting cancer, oh my God! So if you can, we'll say it so many times, get your colonoscopy as soon as you can. And I know, I was watching last night. It's the first time I saw Black Panther. They showed it on ABC last night.
Yes, they
No
did.
commercials. I wonder, it was a 2-hour and 15-minute movie that they condensed in 2 hours. I'm sure nothing important was taken out. But then they did a special afterwards. I watched some of that. And they had a doctor, a specialist, and just saying, now the American Cancer Society has made 45. They're seeing such an uptick, especially in African Americans, where you should try to get it earlier than that. Now the question is whether insurance is going to pay, and we had Dr. Leonardson on a few weeks ago, about $2,000 if insurance won't cover it. So definitely worth it. Definitely worth it, as we say. And by the way, the Black Panther, he played Jackie Robinson. Let's not forget he was Vontae Mack in Draft Day.
Was he?
Yes. Yes, it was Vontae Mack.
Yeah, he was great as Jackie Robinson as well.
He was great as James Brown.
Yep.
In Black Panther. No, you're right about that too. No, I was reading it and I woke up as everybody else did and found out the news and diagnosed at age 39.
Yeah.
Stage 3 colon cancer. That is brutal. Just brutal.
You guys, police are still trying to determine why a man shot and killed his mother and his sister in a Dearborn Heights apartment on Saturday afternoon. So police actually say when they showed up, this guy was standing on a second floor balcony, the gunman, and that overlooked the parking lot, and he was standing there with an AR-style rifle. And the suspect also was shot and killed by police because he was starting to fire and shoot at the officers from the balcony, and he refused to drop his weapon. And when the police went inside the apartment, that's when they discovered the bodies of his family members. And then they also found a second rifle along with approximately 30 loaded magazines. And obviously there's still an investigation going on to determine what the motive was, what was going on behind this guy's mind, really. Another devastating story.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Nuts. That's all right.
I've got some decent news for everyone who's very excited to get back to the gym. We could get some very good news this week. The governor is supposed to make an announcement sometime this week regarding the reopening of gyms across the state. And apparently there's a very strong inclination that she should be ready to reopen some gyms.
Oh, good.
And I can't wait.
That'd be great. Get my favorite Planet Fitness open, and maybe she can say, you know what, physical activity is very important. You know, maybe, I don't know, we can play some football in the state of Michigan, huh? That would be great.
Would be good
Maybe
news
she
too,
could.
yes.
I mean, because it's so political, so might as well she can go to Schlissel and Stanley and say, you know what, I kind of miss. You know, my husband and I, you know, what do they call the first man, the first. Anyway, we're watching
Gentleman.
First gentleman. That's right. We're watching Austin Peay, Central Arkansas Saturday night. You know what? I said, you know what? You know, I miss Michigan State. So let's get back to that. Among the others.
You know, on Saturday should have been the opener, correct? A week from this Saturday should be the opener.
September 5th, right? This coming Saturday.
Yeah. I think you got to give it up, Stoney. I do. I'm all for the gyms, but I think we all just have to give it up. It ain't happening.
Football ain't happening. College football or high school football.
Correct.
You guys, some more unfortunate news. 2 young girls and a baby were actually wounded in a drive-by shooting in Pontiac on Saturday night. So police actually say somebody in a car fired multiple shots into this house in Pontiac, and it injured an 11-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 10-month-old baby girl. They were all in a bedroom at the time, and thankfully they were taken to the hospital where they are now all in stable condition, which is the good news. But at this point, too, they don't know the motive. The adults that were on the scene says they can't think of any possible motive or who the suspect might be. So police do believe that the gunman may have been driving a Chrysler 300, but that's all they've got. So anyone with information, they're asking to obviously give them a call.
So people are just driving by, say, you know what, let's just shoot in some random houses.
Apparently so.
Not that if they had a motive makes it any better, but
No.
you're just trying to figure out why the hell people do this.
It happens. And we'll never understand why it happens, but it does, and it's so unfortunate. But the good news is that the 3 girls are going to be okay, which is good, but I'm sure pretty traumatized for sure. So a Florida man who was very unhappy about Disney's face mask policy got into a little bit of a tussle with a security guard and was later arrested. So this happened earlier this month. This man, he arrived at Epcot. He was with his wife and his 3 children, and when they got to the check-in area, the group was actually turned away by security guards because their face masks, I guess, didn't meet the park's requirements.
What are requirements they have for face masks?
Okay, so the face masks cannot have valves. You know how, have you seen those ones that have like the valves on it?
Yeah.
They can't
Yeah,
have
like the
valves,
gas masks.
holes, and mesh. And they must be secured by loops or ties around the ears. So that means you can't have the bandanas or the neck, whatever those things are called, you know.
Right.
The neck bands. It has to be a traditional mask that goes around the ears. So I guess the family went back to their car to actually go get proper face coverings, but when they got back to the check-in area, they were stopped again because one of the kids didn't have the correct type of face mask. And this guy just lost it. He started swearing at the security guard, threatening him, and then he, I guess, smacked him across the head. And that's when police were called, and he was arrested for battery.
Okay, the customer was wrong. But seriously, if a guy wants to wear basically a Bane mask and it covers his nose and what difference does it make?
Nothing, as long as he makes sure to talk like me. You know?
Yeah. You know,
Somebody-
I agree with you, Stoney. However, if these rules are easily found on, I don't know, their website before you go, I know that I would make sure I had everything I needed to get into the happiest place in the world, you know? I just make sure I
Sounded
had
like
the
the
proper face
happiest
mask. It did until this
That's
happened.
what he should have said.
For sure.
This is
Yeah.
the happiest place in the effing world. Let me in.
Let me in. Yeah, exactly.
Is this on
okay,
video
so
or no?
I don't think this one is on video. It might be, but I did not see it. If
It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is some awful news, especially for a person like me and probably for guys like you. So a new study found that people who take a lot of naps might be more likely to die early. So researchers, yeah, I know, right? I know. So researchers actually looked at more than 20 studies on napping and how it affected the health of over 30,000 people. And what they found is that there's a 19% higher risk of early death for people who take a lot of naps. And they say that long naps might actually make it worse. They say for people who take a nap over 60 minutes, that percentage rate of an early death jumps to 30%. So this sucks for us, except there is a silver lining for people like us. They do say that napping after a bad night's sleep is okay. So they say that naps only lower the life expectancy of a person who get more than 6 hours of sleep per night. So there's a lot of nights I just, if I get 6 hours of sleep, I normally feel pretty good.
Yeah.
When I get under 6 hours, I know I'm going to need a nap.
I'm
so
usually a 5.5-er. So I need a nap.
That's good.
Although being off last week, I was home. I would get up, go back to sleep. I got up because the dogs.
It's so crazy how
4:30, go back to sleep till 6. Get up.
Right.
Go to sleep.
Your schedule can get off track so easily like that.
I need some clarification. So does it matter when you take the naps in your life? Like, for instance, I napped a whole lot in my 20s and 30s. My 40s, not so much. I feel less naps. So is that going to keep me back from dying early? Can you
I don't think so. I don't have the exact clarification on that, but I'm guessing back when you were napping in your 20s, you weren't probably getting 6 hours of sleep.
Accurate.
So those naps are okay. Yeah, then you're okay. Then you're okay. It's going to affect you more now.
Today I can nap. Yeah.
Did you get less than 6 hours of sleep tonight?
Definitely.
Or last night? Oh, wow. I did too, actually. So
I'm going to start timing how much I get. I'm actually going to start making sure I get less than 6 so I can nap.
So you can nap. It's your excuse. Allison, I have to nap, and it is okay.
Yes. Allison, I got less than 6. This is not going to kill me.
Right.
Show me the bed.
Well, boys, that's the news.
All right, it's 6:30 here on 97.1 The Ticket. Coming up next, we are trade deadline. That's right. Only, about 30 games into the season. We're already at the trade deadline. Today, 4 o'clock. Ringer loves this. Buy or sell, 97.1 The Ticket.
97.1 The Ticket. I'm Adam Healthman from Hire It Done, here with a quick plumbing tip. Stay away from drain cleaner because it's highly caustic and can wear away your pipes over time. Instead, opt to snake your drain to remove the clog. If you're looking for a great plumber, just head to hireitdone.com.
Someday, things will get back to normal. Until then, Flagstar Bank is doing everything we can to keep you connected to your money. You can access your checking account 24/7 through 56,000 fee-free ATMs, online and mobile, where you can transfer funds, pay bills, and deposit checks. And Flagstar branch drive-thrus are available with lobbies in the process of reopening. Flagstar Bank, the power of the human interest rate. Visit flagstar.com/checking. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Men, erectile dysfunction is a condition that you do not need to accept. With more than 50% of men experiencing some form of ED in their lifetime, there are now proven and advanced solutions available, no matter what your personal history or medical condition. The Male Method is the clinic to treat ED and offers all options available so that almost any man can enjoy a healthy love life with his partner. With customized prescription medications and the new revolutionary wave therapy treatment working hand in hand, the Male Method is helping thousands of men daily to regain their confidence in the bedroom. There is absolutely no surgery and multiple safe, customized approaches to fit each man's needs. If Viagra and Cialis have let you down, don't wait any longer. Call the doctors at The Male Method today and get your youthful self back in just one office visit. First visit and exam promotion is only $107. Appointments fill fast. Call 248-413-8285. That's 248-413-8285. Call 248-413-8285.
Microban 24 protects against Staphylococcus aureus and Enterobacter aeruginosa.
Starting route to 15500 Telegraph Road. Use the right lane to take exit 18A, then take a slight right turn. Use the right lane to take exit 16 toward Lazar Road. Take the exit, then turn left onto Northwestern Highway, Frontage Road toward Lazar Road. Turn left. In a quarter mile, turn right onto Lazar Road. At the light, turn right onto Lazar Road. In 2.7 miles, turn right onto West 8 Mile Road.
That series 3-1. Islanders over the Flyers 3-1. They lead that series 3-1, and Vegas beats Vancouver 5-3, so they lead that series 3-1 to the Golden Knights. NBA, Jamal Murray had another 50-point game. The Nuggets have forced a Game 7 in the bubble. In the Jazz 119-107. The Clips eliminate the Mavericks 111-97. And the first game of the Eastern Conference semifinals, Boston all over Toronto 112-94. Golf, I don't know if you were watching. It was, 2 minutes of some of the most incredible putts you've ever seen. Dustin Johnson with a 43-foot bender. Incredible. He thought he just needed to make it close. He needed to make it to force a playoff. He really didn't think he was going to do it. He sank it. He was in the playoffs with John Rahm. And Rahm on the first hole of the playoff, a 66-footer that the commentator said this is going to be a difficult two-putt. And he made it 66 feet. So within 5 minutes, you had two incredible putts. It was really fascinating. And I love the fact they played on a course that guys they struggled with.
I'm totally with you. I mean, look at the contradiction of last week to
Yes.
this week. This week, like -2 under wins it. Last week it was 30 under by Dustin Johnson. But Stoney, both those putts, Rahm and DJ, they almost stopped in the middle of the green, right on the hill.
Right.
Then they picked up some steam and just heat-seeking missile right towards the hole. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Both of them. And you mentioned Jamal Murray, by the way.
Yeah.
Last 3 playoff games, averaging 48 points a game.
So game 7 in this series is going to be good. All right. Locally, though, the Detroit Tigers sweep the Minnesota Twins. A good Twins team, obviously. Casey Mize didn't look very good yesterday, but you know, but I'm not going to get carried away. A little wildness. I do want to bring up, you know, obviously they're 2 games out of the wild card, Jeff. But you know, Miguel Cabrera, last 7 games, 12 of 25, an OPS of over 716. Not great, but he's starting to hit the ball. 9 RBIs, 1 home run, and the most important stat of all this: no strikeouts. Because he was striking out a lot. And look, he's not pounding the ball. He still has a lot of weak ground outs. But he's got a pulse. And I think that's good. I thought he showed, you know, interesting sense of humor with the curtain call yesterday after he got the 2010 as a Tiger. Yeah, that was pretty funny. But look, some of the kids are playing good. And you know what? September's going to be fun. Hopefully.
Stoney, a couple things. First of all, I know you were listening, even though you said you weren't. Tom put Miggy out the pasture. He ended Miggy's career. He said he should retire. It's over. Just be done with it.
In 1 mile, turn right onto West 8 Mile Road.
Obviously, we're listening to the show. We told him he was. He has really caught fire. I mean, he's hitting 400 over 7 games, 7-game hit streak. So I think we should obviously give Tom the floor to apologize. That's number 1.
I would love to know how I'm the one being singled out for us both going after Miggy last week. And you're even laughing, so you're owning it, okay? No, all kidding aside, great for him, but I mean, the sample size still is so small.
Yes.
This goes back to what I said before, though. We're still only 32 games into a season, and I said I believe in the Sparky thing, where you really don't know what you got until you got to 40 games, you know, a quarter of a normal season. But my questioning last week was, where's the singles? Yeah, that's where I was troubled. I'm like, come on, you can't even be single, you know? Right. And he's becoming that. He got another double, so he's got 2 for the year, right?
Yeah, another extra base hit.
Yeah, not a home run. So, I mean, if he can keep what he's doing right now, even if it's slightly less, it's going to make the team better.
Yeah, that's out of bounds.
There is one thing. I don't know if you guys have been following this. You know, Dr.
Yeah, I know.
At the light, turn right onto West 8 Mile Road.
Yesterday, he gets his 2000 hit as a Tiger and issues a statement to the Detroit Tigers PR, which to me is just bizarre.
It's weak. It's weak.
If you continue to hit, I don't give a you just hit the ball.
I know.
And the Tigers are exciting. Like, Stoney, I will say this. And they lost 9 in a row. They were dead. Nobody gave a damn. You were wondering 2 segments ago how many people care right now.
Right.
Well, I can tell you how many people cared 2 weeks ago.
No one.
Absolutely nobody.
Right.
Now they've won 7 of 9 against 3 really good teams.
In 1 mile, take a slight right turn onto US 24 South.
They're 2 games out of the wild card. Anybody that says the Tigers should sell today at the deadline of 4 o'clock, it is missing the sport of sport. I mean, honestly, you don't sell. You're not going to buy either. Obviously, it's going to be way too expensive because very few teams are actually selling. So the people that are being sold are at a premium. But there's no way you trade Jonathan Stewart. There's no way you trade Austin Roman.
Don't say no way. Don't say no way. If you can get a team's, you know, their top, I don't know, 6, 7 prospects, or somebody who's in the top 100, Austin Romine or Scope, and you know what? Wink, wink, nod, nod. I mean, you can re-sign these guys next year anyway if you want them back.
You're missing it, though. You're missing it. First of all, I don't know if the team's going to be willing to give up that one.
You're right. That's why I said.
Yeah,
You're not. You don't do it for nothing. For Lugo.
You said you could re-sign him. No offense. I don't care about re-signing.
Okay, well,
I care about the share. I care about the last 28 games of the season. I want to make the postseason.
Use the right lane to take a slight right turn onto US 24 South.
So even if you could go out and trade for a reliever, and I know it's going to be tough, but there's a guy in Arizona, Archie Bradley, who you probably could get for relatively cheap. The Diamondbacks are pure trash right now. Like, I would be totally fine with spending something to get something to bolster that, well, at least your bullpen. And I don't know, give it a run. Why not? It's a weird 60-game season.
I know.
The Tigers are playing great baseball. Not to mention they've proven. Tell me they make the postseason. See what happens. Take part in a best-of-3 series. But, like, to me, that's what this season is all about. Give us some excitement for the remaining 28 games. And it's not like you're hurting yourself. If you keep Jonathan Scope, if you keep Austin Romine,
Right, I know.
if you keep Daniel Morris, I mean, you can trade them all in the offseason. Well, you can't. 2 of them are going to be gone. Oh, well, so what? The other thing you're not mentioning, Stoney, is, and this is harsh, Avila can't trade. Like, he can sign free agents, but he can't trade. So what is it to make me believe that the trade is going to be beneficial to the Tigers anyway? Just keep everyone. Let's go.
Well, that's a decent point. Like I said, I would only do it if they got somebody that universally, not just Al Avila, says, you know what, this is a really good move. I'm not privy to all the prospects that we're doing. Our telephone number, 248-539-9790.
97.1 Foot Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, a new construction project is scheduled to begin this morning. Launch Freeway southbound between 7 Mile and Outer Drive. A right-lane closure is scheduled through mid-October. Then from 9 to 3 today,
1 mile,
Day through
make a
5
U-turn.
double right-lane closures on 96 Jeffries westbound in Alabama. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
A station where your opinion matters.
This Radio.com Sports Minute is brought to you by Hall Financial. Go to DavidHallMortgage.com.
This is Homer Esiason for the Radio.com Sports Minute. Veteran scribe John Feinstein, who's extensively covered golf, recently told me he believes the tour pros enjoy not having fans distract them and request autographs. However, according to CBSSports.com, Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy, who have more than 100 combined victories, may be suffering from the lack of galleries. It is very different, said Woods. You just don't know where the ball lands sometimes. You're expecting the roars and you don't hear anything.
Make a U-turn, then turn right.
It's not anywhere near the same. As for McIlroy, he claims this is going to sound really bad, but I feel like the last few weeks I've just been going through the motion. He added, I want to get an intensity and some sort of fire, but I just haven't been able to, and that's partly to do with the atmosphere. I think most other players
Turn right, then the destination is on your right.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you
Arrived.
working on today? Time to clean your car? We've